where he wants to. I think it's my right as president of the city council, governed by me, by being elected.
Is Harry Silver more qualified than Ed Larberdane?
No, let me say you this. It's not the fact that, listen to what I'm saying to you and listen to the fact that I'm bringing you, because I want you to listen. Don't interrupt me while I talk to you. It's not about, who is most qualified. It's about getting the job done with Roosevelt Johnson and governing city council as we see it. Mr. Silver, Mr. Larberdane, Mr. Goins, I'm very excited about who they are, where they've been by their rate and things that they do for our city and community. Mr. Larberdane I'm proud of. Mr. Goins, they're graduates of Southern University Law School. And one of the things that, I chose to do is to put individuals where I saw fit. Just like other presidents before me, had that opportunity. One of the things, everyone I feel that's elected by the people is qualified to serve on any committee. And so I felt, based on decisions that I would make, based on what every other president has done, and it's fair, and it's right, and it's just.
Okay, and no disrespect.
And no disrespect to Mr. Larberdane. He's a great individual. He can do a great job for his district and for this city, but it's my right, and you understand that, Tony, that it was something that I did as president. No one else did that but Roosevelt Johnson, because it's the right thing to do. These guys are new elected councilmen, and one of the things that's important for me is to see that these guys get a chance to serve on every committee to help what we have to do for the cause of our city, cause of our community. I know why some individuals wanted him to stay there. Listen at me clear, because number one, the bickering has to stop. And you said that yourself.
Okay.
Hear me clear, Tony.
I understand. We keep saying the same stuff, bro. Let me, you respect me as a journalist, and let me ask what the people want me to ask you. And I'm not going to disrespect you and cut you off.
Right.
So please don't cut me off. Let me ask you again, and please answer the question. Why would you take Ed Larberdane off the legal committee? And you could quote it in the paper as saying that you put the most experience. So in layman's terms, you're saying that Harry Silver, from a legal standpoint, is a better legal expert than Ed Larberdane. And many people are saying you only did this to take away the investigation that he called for.
One of the things that we've done as a city council, I've been on a member of city council now going on 7 years. We've been there, Tony. And one of the things I think, and looking at the facts, looking at the case itself, we've been to court. We've marched to the district court in this city. It's been all the way to the Supreme Court, looking at our own lawyers, looking at our own attorneys, looking at what has to be done across the board. But it's my prerogative as president of the Alexandria City Council, and nothing else.
So it had nothing to do with the investigation against that he was looking for Jack Roy. Okay, let me move to the next question. You kept Councilman Everett Hobbs over finance and Chuck Fowler over utility, but you removed Ed Larberdane, Myron Lawson, and Jonathan Goins from the key committee. Why did you do that?
Again, that was my prerogative as president to put those individuals based on the direction that I would like to see the city council, the city move forward, based on building a great concept of moving forward based on the needs of people in this city. Other presidents have done the same thing, and we want to make sure that we are fair with everyone involved. It's Roosevelt Johnson's choice.
Okay.
Through achievement, through moving forward.
Let me ask you this. Why did you vote against the veto on the stockyard? Because I saw some of that, and I saw those groups who are, particularly in that particular district that you talked about, that were against that project. Now, normally professional courtesy, even in politicians, is to go in line with what the councilman who is in that district's wishes. You went against that by voting against that. Why did you do that?
One of the things, Tony, and I appreciate that question, because, I want people to know, and it's a great question because I'm councilman at large, and one of the things that I've done is I've had a chance to walk across the district, looking at the needs of the community, looking at the needs of the city, looking at the needs of people, and I think Jonathan has a great district for economic growth and development, with the Rushton Foundry site, with the Stockyard site, with the Willow Glen and Third site, because I want to see that area become a thoroughfare for Central Louisiana, from that area all the way down to going to Marksville. And I voted because I felt that we needed to take a strong look at what people wanted. I received a petition days before that vote, which had over 100-something signatures, because people wanted multi-use. They wanted a commercial and housing development in that area. They want to help rebuild that community. We have those areas that's already been built for housing in that area, but people want to see a strong support base. I want to see at the front line commercial development in that respective area. I want to see commercial development in that whole corridor. But we did a study. We spent over $100,000 for J-Quad, who said what people wanted. I followed that study. I followed that petition. I made the right choice. Just because one person wants you to vote one way, I want to vote what's fair, what's right, and what's best for Roosevelt Johnson. I'm not going to vote to the left or the right. I'm going to vote to see what's fair, and the way I feel at the end of the day, that's going to be a right concept.
Okay, because, what I saw, particularly when that vote came in, I saw many of those community groups, all of them were siding with that councilman in that district, that was Jonathan Goins, and you voting with the administration, which basically nullified what the people wanted, in many people's opinion. Let me get to the next question.
But you ended that, but I'm saying I voted based on, and I have a copy.
You said
of that.
The people, but what about the people in that district? The people in that district.
The people that petition came from, Tony. Get the facts. If you would like to copy that petition, I'll provide you one. But get all the facts.
I heard Sandra Bright talk in that
meeting.
meeting.
You might have heard her talk, but get the facts on the petition. She lives
in that district.
I know.
The people who live in that district should have a say what goes on in that district.
I totally believe that. I do that.
And you, as the councilman over the city of Alexandria at large, disregarded not only what that councilman wanted in his district, but also the people who said what they wanted in that district.
No, I did not, Tony. Look at the petition from the people in that district.
Petition
and I heard the people, they represent for the people who live in that respective district.
Okay.
Understand that.
Because we're going to agree to disagree on that.
But we're going to be agreeable at the end of the day.
Okay, no problem. We're still going to be friends too. Let me ask you this.
Correct.
I'm asking you the question that people, because the phones are blowing up. I don't have time to take calls, but let me ask you this. Now, why did you eliminate the Small and Emerging Business Committee?
Well, I didn't eliminate that. One of the things that we're strongly looking at. Joe Page is doing an excellent job with
I agree.
Joe Page is doing,
I agree with that.
And all that is going to come under from the administration back to the council. But one of the things you look at small and emerging business, you look at number one, you're looking at where we have to go in helping minority business. Mr. Page is going to come back. He's working with Johnny Bernardo from the administration to the council, and we're going to make sure that we move forward with audits, all those things, the auditor committee. I heard someone say, well, Mr. Johnson eliminated the audit committee, but we're going to put that all into finance. Councilman Everett Hobbs is going to do a great job. He's a veteran councilman. Mm-hmm. We're going to work through his committee to do a combined effort of where we have to take with black, minority-owned businesses in this city. We're not overlooking those measures. Those things that you're saying based on some of those questions are things that people hadn't, really looked at and talked to Roosevelt Johnson about. You haven't given Roosevelt Johnson a chance to implement this program. I've been president now for just one meeting. Mm-hmm. We're working to develop a strong plan and coming upon the city and coming upon people and coming upon the things that we want to do for black and minority business and work with the administration. And we have to all work together for the common good of people. That's what I want.
Let me ask you this, Mr. President, along those same lines. Now, in the past, this city has, I would say, a tumultuous past as it pertains to doing business with people who look like you and me. As a member, not only of the Business League, but as a past vice president, we met with the council. We met with school board, not only school board, but also with the police jury about what seemed to be a lackluster effort of not only the city, but other municipalities or groups in this particular effort of doing business with people of color and minority-owned businesses. But you would have to agree in a city that is nearly 55% African-American that African-Americans who come before the council, whether they're brick finishers, cement layers, painters, plumbers, and the like, because I've heard from them over the last few days, and they're saying every time they go to try to do business with the city, they meet obstacle after obstacle, requiring a mom-and-pop one-man shop business to have $1 million worth of liability insurance. Then when they financially are able to do that, then there's another obstacle. The residents of Alexandria, particularly minority-owned businesses, have a tough enough time doing business, period. But when they can't do business in the city in which they reside and get some of those tax dollars that they have put in back from the city, it's an atrocity. You have to agree that more needs to be done